So I'm making this video, actually it's good for me because I can never remember when it comes time for the assessment how to find what I need to do. So I can just pull up this video, but it's specific for SDV108, and we have decided to, we're assessing on communication, and we have picked, one of the first things you need to do along the way is pick what assignment in your class you want to assess the students on. So we're going with communication. So the first thing, I'm in HawkNet, I'm going to go to the menu, and I did this ahead of time, so hopefully it'll work. Academic Affairs, and under Academic Affairs, we're going to pick Assessment. Makes sense? And so assessment, we're going to have some options here. So we are with SDV108 going with communications. So I'm just going to scroll on down here, and we're going to open the scoring sheet. We'll see what that looks like. Now the scoring sheet's well put together. Actually, in the instructions, it will tell you to do this too. We need to get off of the internet. So we're going to open in Excel. So we'll open up our Excel. And maybe you've done this before. One of the next things you're going to want to do is we're going to, it's in read only. So we are actually going to do a file save as. So we can get something that we can edit. Now I went ahead and created a folder. So under, I don't know if you can see that, I have under my documents, I have a instructor folder. Oh goodness gracious. And under my instructor folder, I have an assessment. Under my assessment, I have each year. So I've actually got a fall 2018. And so I'm going to go ahead and save this. You can see how I did it. I put my name and then scoring sheet communication. And last time I submitted it, this worked out just fine. If you have more than one class, and it doesn't even have to be the same class, say you're doing speech, SDV 108, they can all go on the same scoring sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. Yeah. All right, and so now that edit only went away. Let's see, what is the thing I wanted to show you. We're going to do these two tabs. We'll come back to them, but here's great instructions. So the way Excel works is we have these tabs. This is our rubric that we're going to use. And if you read the instructions, actually for each, we've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things that we're going to evaluate students for with regard to communication. We are going to give them a does not meet, 1, a meets, or an exceeds. And this is our rubric that we're going to apply. Okay, now I'm going to click on the middle sheet, our communication scoring sheet, and this is actually what the registrar is going to pull from. So the next thing I want to show you is, notice that we are going to use the student ID, not the student name at all, but I'm going to kind of do a trick. Actually, I'll show you, this is how I do it. I'm going to go up here to my column A, and actually I'm going to insert a column, and I do that because I'm going to put the student's name here, which I'm going to delete before I submit it, because I don't know their ID, but I know their name. I don't know if that makes sense to you. Might make more sense in a little bit. So then we need to go ahead and get their IDs. So I wasn't sure this was how it would work, but it does work this way. I'm going to go into Canvas and to get the students' IDs. Pretty slick. So here we go. Got to go to Canvas. We're going to open up the, I guess I could have just gone to the dashboard there. We're going to open up the course in question. And actually, Tammy Hobbs the other day sent me up this, Lee and I, these little demo shells. So I have people I can actually show you. You'll recognize these names. But you're going to open up your SDV 108 Canvas shell. And you're going to click on grades. And maybe some of you guys have done this before. This is also a good way, click on grades. It's also a good way if you wanted to like get a snapshot, like a paper copy of the students' grades on different elements. You could do that. So I'm going to go in Canvas, Grades, Export, and if you haven't done it before, you'll have a CSV file. Otherwise, if you've done it before, you'll have a previous session. So I'm just going to click on CSV file, it says import, or excuse me, it says exporting. I am exporting. Down here, I'll get a little signal. Oh, I guess I didn't. So now it told me that it's opened. And actually, you can, I don't know if you can see this path. I have documents, instructor grades, fall 2018. So that's where I'm exporting my Canvas grades to. I'll go ahead and save it. And it's pretty slick. I thought it opened up. I guess it doesn't open up. But notice that down here, once that's done running, I can go ahead and open up. So now actually I have two Excel spreadsheets open. I don't know if you guys can see this down here. I have two little Excel spreadsheets. So here, like I said, you probably recognize these names, okay? Don't give them a hard time. And then here's their IDs. So for you, you're gonna actually see the students' names and the students' IDs. So I don't know how familiar everybody is with copy paste, but I'm gonna go ahead and mark these all, and then I usually do a right click, copy, or Control C. Okay, so you can see the dotted line around it. Then I'm gonna go back to my other book, my other one where I'm putting my scoring sheet. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to do right click and I'm going to do paste or Control P. And actually I'm going to pick this 1, 2, 3, just values, and then that will get my lines right. I don't know. Okay. So now I'm set. Again, I don't know if you caught this, but these names right here, they actually will not appear. Before I submit this, I'm going to have to remember to go up here and do a right click and pick delete. Okay. All right. So course number, and I'm not sure what they want. You think it's SDV108. I don't know if it's a dash or not. Sorry about that. But we could just copy that down, copy, and we could just go down here. Oops. So, and again, so if you have, let's see, paste 1, 2, 3. If you have more than one class, you just go ahead and put your students here, put the different class, the course number. Now these are, and I don't know if I'd really want to go back and forth. So now I need to go back to my reading comprehension, all right? And here's I think I have a 0 as an option, as in does not apply. I have to go back to instructions. Yeah, it does not apply. So you can actually put that too. So for that one, for the first student, I have to say with regard to the element reading comprehension, do I give them a 1, does not meet, meets, or exceeds? So I hope that makes sense. So I don't know, I'm just going to go ahead and put some numbers here. 3, 2, oh, sorry, there will be no 4. Okay, 2, 1, okay, you got the idea. 3, 2, and I meant to mention this before. If you have, how do I say this? I create a document, and I'll show you what it looks like. I create a document each semester called the assessment rationale. And this is just to remind me, because I forget things, for that semester, what did I look at? And actually, there's not much to it, right? So I just said fall 2018, assess communication, SDV108. The assignment that I used is going to be the capstone reflection. So you can also write little notes to yourself about specific, I don't think specific students, but just general guidance on what your rationale was to assign these different, apply the rubric. So that might help kind of go back and unravel things. All right, so assuming that's done and I'll have all these filled out, I need to, like I said before I submit it, I need to do delete my names. So I need to delete my entire column. So I'm going to do right click and delete, and it went away. So notice that this is what we're going to send on. And drat, I can't remember now what we do. Well, let's look at it together. We're going to make sure that we save it. And last time, like I said, with that name, it went just fine. Look, see, it says when you are finished. And actually, look, there's a little, I'm going to click this. I can send this whole thing to Miss Janet Shepard. Yay. That is so slick. And it's going to tell you where do you want to do it. And, oh, well, goodness, I guess here's my subject, and then I need to go ahead and insert my file. So I hope that helped, and you can use it for other things. And like I said, I'm hoping that it will help me remember how to do it. If you have any questions, let me know. trying to see how I shut this off.